correspondent Pius Angbo joins us from Benue State to give us a feel of the voting experience and essentially what is going on in that area. Hello, Pius.
You're welcome to Makadi this Sunday morning. Let me give you a rundown of what happened yesterday on Saturday when polling opened in Benue State. In the morning, as early as 7 a.m., I had to go to the rack center with my team to begin to look at what was available for distribution to the polling unit. And key among them was the distribution of ballot papers. We have ink and mats and all that, and then the boxes. But the problem arose where there was no result sheets. And so the INEC officials, including core members who were to conduct this election, were complaining. But chiefly, party agents came out visibly angry and said that there was something fishy about not making result sheets available, that if people cast their vote, where would the results be entered? And so they suspected a foul play. So they locked the gate at the LGA Primary School, Wurukum, here in Makodi, and said nobody was going to exit the venue until INEC brought the result sheets. It took the intervention of the police to talk to them, to calm them down, before the materials were allowed to leave. So by 9 a.m., people began to leave the rack center to go to the various polling units. So we trailed them to Wadata, to Akbehe area, to High Level area, to Wayomalo Ward, to see how the officials were setting up and preparing for the elections. My cameraman had to vote also after the agents at Akbehe area. So voting with beavers was smooth and it was fine. While we were about setting out of Makodi to go to Otukpo local government, one of the civil society persons I know in town called me about a situation where only voters with initials from A could find their details at that polling unit at St. Joseph Nyima area of Makodi. And so everybody that started from B down C, E, D couldn't find their unit from that same polling unit where they used to vote. So much later, before I got to school, she called and said she had found her center way outside the area that she had been voting, somewhere around NUJ in Makodi. Now, anybody that was outside A initials was moved from this polling unit to that polling unit, and it was a huge distance, no communication, no updates, so they were at a loss until they began to probe and got to see where they were supposed to vote. So that was sorted out, but largely beavers worked, because even when I got to my polling unit in my rural community to vote, I was accredited, voted in less than 2 minutes. So it was a smooth exercise. If you went to the rural polling units in Alan and Ogioma in Akpa district of Otukpo local government, it was also a huge turnout. Women, men, children, the young people were all out trying to vote, to get their votes in. And so it was really, really something that people were enthusiastic about on Saturday. Now we're at the ward collation centers where results from the polling units are coming in, and then we're expecting to see that from there between now and morning, the break of dawn, this Sunday morning now, you begin to see results move to local government and local government to INEC headquarters in Makodi. So it's a huge participation and opportunity for Nigerians, especially those who didn't vote in previous elections. They are eager and they've exercised their franchise today. Those who voted previously wanted to make a statement, they went to the polls. So we have had example of good civic exercise today in Benue State. There was polls were largely peaceful. Beavers worked. There were hardly any issues, except that the campaign Director General of the People's Democratic Party in Benue State was arrested by the EFCC for possession of funds, according to them. But when we interviewed the governor, Governor Samuel Otom, he said it was just only 100,000 that was found on him, and I was wondering why EFCC would have to arrest him. And so he called for his immediate release. But as I speak to you, there are no words about his release yet. So that's the talking point for politicians and the EFCC to deal with. But that's the only incident I would recall. Security was top-notch. People behaved orderly, and we've had a peaceful fall from Benue. So from here, it's been a wonderful exercise, but we hope that we can bring you more updates tomorrow from the various local governments and see how Benue performed during this election. So it's back to you in studio.